This episode's business is Emblazoned Salon. I know the girls over there, and they do a really great job. They're right on the corner of Edison and Ironwood. Pretty much the only place that you can go to for really competitive prices for really good artistic haircuts. So if you're planning on getting anything cool done with your hair, go to Emblazoned. An artist, my pals Tyler Moore and Brad Ferris doing their podcast called I Do Geek, and you should look into it because it is not only hilarious, it is also observant and relevant and wonderful. So check that out if you get the chance, and you should get the chance. Okay. That just needs to happen. And our quote this episode ties in really well to what the news from the peanut gallery is. And the quote is an old Swedish proverb that I recently saw. And it was, worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I think it's pretty relevant to what I'd like to talk about, which is how you owe it to yourself to do a lot of things that you're probably not doing. A lot of things that you could be doing that you owe it to yourself to do. Like seeking out happiness instead of, you know, letting other people influence you to be unhappy. Really, the truth is that we are human beings, okay? So we know that as human beings, we are aging every day. We are experiencing new things to damage our body every day. We're going to die. So what you really need to first do before you can have any of these sort of realizations that I kind of want to talk about is you need to realize that you could die at any moment. You know, a drone could come down and just blow my building to absolute bits and right now, and stranger things have happened. I could die from this cigarette right now. And what most people don't realize is that you cannot expect or think that there is going to be anything but what you have right now, because you can't prove it. You can't prove that you're ever going to have another second on this globe at all, on this planet at all. And so what you really need to realize is you need to stop fucking around. Stop fucking around with the job that you hate and the shit that you put up with every day for no good reason just because you feel like you're obligated to. Stop it. Stop that, and stop treating yourself more poorly than other people even treat you. And if other people are treating you poorly, just get out. Get out. Because you need to realize that this life is very short, and that is agreed upon by every person who has even reached like a very old age. That is agreed. Life is short, okay? And all of these things that you have dreamt of doing and that you maybe think you're just strong enough to do, or cool enough to do, or crazy enough to wear a weird hat, or do something that just makes you feel good. Just make yourself feel good. Because if it makes you feel good to dye your hair purple, then you should do it. You should do it. And I understand that America has made a person's life entirely about their job. So we are made to sort of assimilate certain moral codes and sort of social contracts because we live in a capitalistic society. Because of capitalism, we really only are as important as our jobs as human beings to other human beings. That's just not at all true. It is not true that unless you have a high-paying job and a white picket fence and a wife and kids, whatever the American dream happens to be, that does not mean that you don't have dignity. You do have dignity beyond any money that you make, any job that you could have, or any car that you could drive. You have grander worth. You have so much more worth than that. Every human being does. And if that is all you spend your life just chasing after, maybe you'll, you know, be lucky and get to retire early at 50. If you get that far, if you live that long, if you spend that much time on this planet, because like I said, stranger things have happened than people dying at even 25. I made it to 27 and I'm pretty proud about that, actually. I think, you know, happy still alive day. Like, you know, you are still alive and you don't know, you know, anything about what is coming at all in the future at all. And that is something that you should be aware of. You should be aware of how little time you have. And you should realize that because of that, you owe it to yourself, not anybody else, not the people you love, not the people that love you, not to strangers on the street, not to people anywhere. You owe it only to yourself, because you are the only thing that you really have at all in this world that you can really lay claim to. It is only yourself and your body and your soul, if there happens to be one, and you just owe it to that one thing that you have, that you are always going to have until you do die. You owe it. You owe it to yourself to seek out your happiness, to live moment by moment. You have a right to do that. And it doesn't matter what that happiness is, as long as you're not hurting anyone and you're doing something good. I don't care what it is. What I care about is that you are doing what makes you happy, and you are brave enough to do that. And most people are not, but they should be. They should be brave enough to find something that makes them happy and do it until you can't do it anymore. Just don't stop making noise. Do it. Because it's really stupid not to, actually. Because you could be having whole bunches of fun in your life instead of being anxious or worrying about what other people say about you when you're not present, or worrying that something that you said to someone else somehow hurt them, or worrying that all of these effects that you have on everybody else. What about worrying about the effects that they have on you and you have on yourself by doing this? You're torturing yourself over other people's feelings. And while you should be conscious of other people's feelings, you should be careful of other people's feelings, you should not be torturing yourself over people that aren't you, because you are all you have. And you can do it. You can do what makes you happy. You absolutely can. All humans can. You can always do what makes you happy. If it doesn't make you any money, whatever, it still makes you happy. If it doesn't, you know, there's this whole thing where like you have to make money at it to be successful at it. And I don't happen to think that's true at all. I think that as long as you are chasing your bliss and, you know, getting with your Zen thing, then, and not hurting anyone in the process, then, well, good for you. That's just great. Good for you. I digress, and I'm tired of talking. Stay beautiful, Southbendable.